You're kidding.
Okay, let's get it then. Okay, so as most of you all know, I was gonna write about plastic surgery, right? Then, uh, instead of writing about that, I just chose to develop my topic in general. Like, I was like, plastic surgery is bad for you, right? We probably all know that because it destroys your organs and you probably will end up dying. Okay, so if you disagree, you will want to hear this because I feel like instead of judging people for their perspective, I just want to understand it. You know, because as humans, come off as like judgy and just try to assume things, and so I wanna like explain why people's perspectives are that way. So that's why I chose my topic in the first place, and my topic is gonna be like perspectives, like how a person was born and raised can change the perspective of like the world in general, like their life choices. So yeah, and why I care? I care because like instead of I don't like judging people, but like I'm a victim of that because when I came here, just like assumed every person here was like just ungrateful of where they were, and instead of just like judging people, you should just try to understand the person where they're coming from and just like respect their point of view and just being open-minded in general. So yeah, and why you should the reason why you should care is that like not all of us, nobody, I'm guessing nobody here likes to be judged for the way they are, and that's why only is like a place, because we're the type of community that accepts all the people, and if you don't believe that, maybe you shouldn't be here in the first place. And so yeah, instead of like, we all judge, we all get judged, and I want to change that. Like, I don't think it's probably gonna like go worldwide, but like, I hope I change those perspectives. The people in this room, I hope I change that. And yeah, I think I went a little too fast, but like, yeah, that's basically my topic. Do you have any questions?
Questions for Bosco?
Yes. What are your plans to accomplish in your goal?
I didn't come with this topic like, I haven't had this topic in mind for like a really long time.
No, sir.
And I mean, I want to spread the truth, I guess. Like, I don't know, like, I want to let everybody know, you know, like how people think and how, like, a person who grew up where I'm from and a person who's here, they won't see the world in the same place, you know. So like, I want to explain a little more on that and like how it can affect that and how it can affect your mindset and your life choices in general, because yeah, I don't have like a reason for that. It just happens. Yeah. Any other questions?
Any other questions for Bosco? Really? None?
This was inspired by Roger. FYI.
All
Do
right.
you think the judgment is all bad?
Not all criticism is bad. Like, it might be good, but like, it depends on how it affects the person. You know, if it affects them in a negative way, that's bad. But if like it's a positive feedback, isn't bad at all. It just like helps the person become a better person. So, does that explain it? Yeah. All right.
Like you said, when you first came here, you judged people thinking that they weren't grateful for being here. If that's true, why is that a bad thing? Like, if people are not grateful for being here, I'm using your same example, and you look at the other perspective, why does that change what you judge them for?
Can you repeat the question? Like, I don't actually
Like if people here are not grateful for being where they are, beautiful place, everybody here is pretty lucky to be here, right? and they don't respect that, they're not grateful for that, and you look at their perspective, why should that change you judging them for not being grateful to be here?
I don't think it changes anything, but like I shouldn't have come off in the first place by judging them, because that's not really my place to judge. Because like, I mean, if you come here to just like mess around, it's not gonna affect me in any way. It's just gonna affect you more. So like, instead of judging, you wouldn't. If something is wrong, morally wrong to you, there is no way like you could change that. There is no way you could like make that be okay, you know. So if the people were wrong in not being grateful to be here, I shouldn't have judged. That's like what I'm trying to say. That just like I was trying to give that because I was a victim of like judging, and it wasn't intended to like look the other way.
I don't think you were the victim of judging in that scenario. I think you were. But then what would you do instead of judging those people?
Instead of like, see, there is the difference between like judging and talking to the person, you know, and like talking can help, and you know, it just might help them realize how lucky they are here, and make them like be better as a person, I would think.
Didn't you say you should understand them
Yeah, you
instead
should
of
understand
yeah,
them.
that's what
in the
you,
first place. Yeah.
you would do, right?
But
Yeah,
at the
but you
same
won't
time-
understand them if you don't talk to them.
At the same time, though, they should understand his perspective,
Yeah.
right? Which might make them more grateful to be here.
Or you can just understand and let them go.
I mean, it depends on who the person is. If they're your friend, you shouldn't let them go. But yeah.
Right, well, this like gets to like a tough thing, right? So yeah, I agree, like the judging thing, you're always trying to withhold judgment. That's always a struggle that I have. You're always trying to understand like where the person is coming from.
Yeah.
And always trying to let them know where you're coming from, which is kind of why I had you do the user manuals. But there also sometimes is this point where you understand where the person is coming from, and they understand where you're coming from, and you know it's not okay. You know, it doesn't end well. You're not happy. It's not like you go outside and dance or whatever. You know,
Yeah, but like, I think
it's like you know why that person feels the way that they feel, and it still is problematic.
That's what I was trying to get to.
I think it helps a lot to like know where they're coming from instead of just like assuming that you're always right.
I agree.
So
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I think it helps.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for Bosco?
Beautiful.
Good.
Thank you.